I use cold water, wet we up and tell lie. We try set we up like Paul. Them want shut we up. No matter how we put down, God get we up. You can't stop. We gotta do. When we breathe too loud, it bother you. You should be sharing the gospel with your brother too. With your sister, with your mother, if you other too. Don't allow deception to swallow you. Make the devil think you're naive and shallow to spiritual light. Now no way at all. You should have seen God make the whole world follow you. God just what?
Can't stop it. The gospel is preaching and you can't stop it.
Never.
You can't stop it. You can't stop it. Never authorize to go forward and you can't stop it. You can't stop it.
Charvet Distribution Limited, in association with New Vision Faith Apostolic Ministries, presents Gospel Celebration with Dietrich Haddon, Sherwin Gardner, Kevin Dowswell, Rhoda Isabella, Petra Kay, Sister Pat, and others. Friday, July 28th at Sugarman Beach Helcher at 6 p.m. 5,000 pre-sold, 5,500 at the gate. VIP 9,000. Get your tickets at Gina, St. Diego, and York Pharmacies. New Vision Faith Apostolic Ministries International and SpurOpen.com. Info lines 876-314-6243 and 876-861-5546. It's a gospel celebration.
Super Center, everything for your home and more.
Whether you are redecorating your home, looking for a gift idea, or simply feel for some retail therapy, Aslan Super Center is the place to be. Regal Plaza Kingston and Linston. We have it all. From linens and curtains to appliances and cookware, furniture, rugs, and wall decor. It's everything for your home and more.
Aslan Super Center, we're gonna make you smile. Make you smile. Aslan Super Center, it's a lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
For miles and miles of beautiful carpets and exquisite rugs to brighten your office and home, visit the Carpet Store at 18 Dunbarton Avenue off Malines Road. They install, clean your carpets, and add elegance to every room in your house. Call 876-649-0174 or come to the Carpet Store at 18 Dunbarton Avenue, because you deserve the best.
It will get better. It will get better. Won't last forever. Won't last forever. And if you trust in the Lord, your nights will turn to day.
That's right. It is 11:30. That sound tells you that it is definitely 11:30, and today is a beautiful Monday morning. Thank you so very much for being here with us again today. This is your mid-morning program. Final Decision aired every Monday and Thursday at 11:30, and I thank you so very much for being here with us today. I am, of course, your host, Mark Maitland from the Garden of Paradise Funeral Home, and with me, as usual, is my co-pilot,
Errol Green from Exodus Funeral Home.
And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have again our very special guest. She was here with us last week, trained counselor. She's here again with us this week, Mrs. Marjorie Orton, and we will be completing the discussion that we were having in relation to grief. Mrs. Orton, welcome.
Good morning and thank you.
You're welcome, and happy Monday to you. Listeners, happy Monday to you. All right, so you are here. If there is somebody that you think can benefit from this program, please do. Send them the link, call them, tell them to tune in right now, because we are here and we are going to be continuing our discussion on grief. Let me share the numbers with you before we run into the program, because I know you are desperate to hear what is going on today with this very interesting topic. So the numbers to call are 876-968-8117. So 876-968-8117, toll free 877-494-0253. So 877-494-0253 is a toll free number. Let me apologize to our listeners from overseas. The international number is not working today. We apologize for that. All right, so last week we started our discussion on grief, the stages of grief, dealing with grief. Mr. Green today will be talking about coping with grief, and by extension, how family and friends can support somebody grieving. Mrs. Orton, I'm going to allow you to start the discussions with us today.
All right. Good morning, listeners. As you have heard, it's very important that you take care of yourself as you grieve. So we want to focus a little on them taking care of themselves as they are going through the process. Do not rush it. Do not try to rush the process. It's a process, so you don't rush it. And it is important that you take quality time to heal. And as we said, take care of yourself as you're healing. And the process might become increasingly difficult as you start to experience true healing. So you see, as you learn to accept the loss and manage your pain of grieving, it will become more manageable.
Let me just jump in there a minute, because Mr. Green, I've said it some time ago, and I've often said to individuals, the real grief does not start when you are planning the funeral service. So we know this.
Right.
Because you're busy taking care of the affairs in relation to the burial, the funeral planning, all of this. There are persons calling you, asking what is happening, how they can assist. So you really have not started to go through the real grief yet.
Because you have to make sure that everything all right.
Right. So something shifts your focus
Right.
from what is happening.
But the hurt is still there, the pain is still there. But because you want to make sure that everything will go well. Right.
So in other words, these things help to kind of distract you. When the real grieving starts, it's after the burial is complete and the calls stop coming and people stop checking on you.
True.
And nobody visits you anymore.
Nobody visits
The
anymore.
loneliness sets in.
And then you're there and remember that, boy, on a Monday at this time, I would make a call to mama or to auntie or to uncle at this time, and we'd be talking, and you realize that even if you dial the phone, the person not be on the other side of the line. That's when the real Gideon kicks in.
Yes, the loneliness begins then. So guess what? So one of the first steps is for them to select their support system. They need a support system. And they need to remember that no two person experience pain or grief in the exact same way.
Talk to us about the support system.
So that's all right. So you're gonna use different things for your support system. All right. So I have that you need somebody to listen. You have that listening ear. Somebody that you rightly say you can call on, because mommy, daddy, whoever the person is, they're not there anymore to offer that support to you. So you need somebody that you can call, somebody who will give you positive moral support, maybe for information, just for advice. So that person can be a friend, can be a pastor, Maybe the funeral home persons, because you're trying to build a relationship with your client.
Right.
So I'm thinking that is you are saying to them, after the funeral, we are still here for you. You can call us. You have a question, you want to advise, you can call us, and they can expand their support system as they go along.
And I want to take this opportunity to say to our funeral directors, our funeral providers, after the funeral, do not leave those people alone.
Give them a call.
Give them a call.
Check up on them.
Check up on them. See how they are doing. We don't want to let them be alone. We just need their money. You understand? We need to support them through that journey.
And as you said, because they need to remember the family friends, they will not always be there, because after the funeral, life continues. So they are gone about their different business.
Life goes
so
on.
they need other persons to be there to support them, as you rightly said. So there are little things that they can also do as they go along that we want to focus on today.
I just want to add.
Go ahead.
Yes, you'll need a support group, but when you're grieving, even though you're going through that process, please be mindful of the fact that everybody has their situation going through. It might not be grieving, but don't be disheartened and don't think that person don't love you because every time you want to talk, they are not able to talk to you. Because believe me, when you're going through grieving or you're going through a loss, it's almost as if for some persons you always want somebody to speak with. And the truth is that individual that you find that you can confide in or who will listen to you, though that person is patient with you, it does not mean that that individual will have all the time in the world. So don't feel bad if one time the person say, I'm unable to talk with you today or I'll talk with you later. Because the fact is, life goes on, as we say, and you have to be temperate in how you really lay the burden on individuals. So yes, you need a support group, but you must also be mindful that even though persons are there to support you, they have their own battles fighting as
Yes,
well.
Mr. Maitland. I also want to add to that. Just to continue on what you are saying, and I just want to say to our listeners today that, we know you might be grieving and you are hurting, but life goes on. life goes on, right? And you don't want, because of how you are grieving or how you are dealing with the grief, you destroy your family.
Or friendship.
Our friendship with other people. You know, so you have to grieve wisely, you know what I mean? And that's why we are here to give you tips on how to cope with grieving, tips as to how to grieve.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
All right, so one of the first step that they can do, having their support system, is that they can write down their thoughts and feelings. So it's get a journal, get a book, and you're going to write down your thoughts and your feelings. So if, for instance, your family members are not there because of whatever reason, your friends are not there in the nights, when you're crying, you don't have them there. So you can get a book, and you're going to write your feelings. You can do it in the mornings when you get up, or you can do it before you go to bed. Just write about what you are feeling. There are times when we want to say something to our loved ones that we didn't get a chance to say while they were alive. Write it in your journal. What you miss about them, write it in your journal. You can also write what trigger your negative emotions. Maybe something is going on and you're having all of these negative emotions. Put them in your journal. You can also write your favorite memory. And another thing that they can do is to create a memory book where they put their photos, their favorite music, anything that will remind them about the individuals. Put it there, and that will help to soothe this pain.
Question though. Having somewhere that you put photos and recording of your favorite music, won't that kind of keep
Suddenly,
a present grief?
Yeah.
You're saying that
This is more saddened?
No, it will help them to cope, because in truth and in fact, you don't want to throw away the memories.
Because that's
Don't
what
you
you're
want to
supposed
cherish
do.
the
That's what
memories?
you're supposed to do. They try to get rid of some stuff
as soon as possible.
Because they're not dealing with the process.
Oh.
So they're
Right.
not giving themselves time to go through the grieving process. Remember, I said it's a process.
It's a process.
So
It's
if
an
you
event.
just put away all the things, you just close them away because you don't want to deal with it.
You see why we have you here?
Because you see, Counselor, I'm all for this, you know. Because, you know, I always tell my son, when me dead, you know, me and me should tell my son, say, you know, don't let nobody move my photograph them, you know. And don't let nobody throw my things them. You know?
Exactly. Let them stay. So it's really to help them. It will
Right.
help them when you create that memory, because you don't really want to throw away the memories. You live
Right.
with the memories.
Okay.
That's an eye opener for me.
So we were looking at things the
Opposite way,
the
because
opposite way.
before this I thought that, you know, having those things around will actually
hurt, will
keep
create
you
more
going through the hurt.
It helps them to heal, as I said, and it's
Okay.
only if they don't want to go through the process.
Okay.
Because remember, it's a painful process, you know. Birthdays,
So
anniversary.
that's how the denial come in now.
Yes, it's
Right.
painful. So you just want to go through
And
the
the
process.
anger and everything that's been just on throw away everything and just try to forget it. They are bargaining.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it's okay for them to go through the process.
Right.
Continue.
Yes, you can continue.
All right.
Thank you.
There's another thing that I want to focus on, because we're talking about taking care of themselves, right? You see, during this process, we tend not to take very good care of ourselves. And I'm going to borrow from the New Start program. It's a borrow concept from the popular health principles. I'm not sure if you're aware of the New Start program, where we talk about nutrition or exercise or water or sunlight, temperance, air, and rest and trust in divine power. These are simple, but they are very effective, not only when you're grieving, but right throughout your entire life. But it can apply also to the process, because when persons are grieving, you know, sometimes they don't want to eat. They don't feel hungry, or some persons might just eat too much.
But persons will tell you that they don't have an appetite.
Exactly. So it's very important for them, even though they don't have the appetite, they're not going to get the energy that they would need to function if they are not eating. Find something that they can tolerate and eat. So it's very important that they pay attention to their nutrition, even one smoothie. Because it's true that, in fact, we're not going to always want to eat, but they're going to become weak. So I'm saying to them, find something that you can tolerate. Maybe a favorite fruit, and maybe at this time it's not a favorite anymore, but just find something.
All right. Well, this is very, very, very useful information that we are getting. And again, listeners, you are tuned to Final Decision. And we are here Mrs. Margaret Horton, who is a trained counselor, is here giving us solid advice. And Mr. Green, this is the reason why we get persons who are trained.
Yes, sir.
Because we are here learning.
Yes, sir.
Listeners, thank you so very much for joining. And please pass on information to somebody else. Mrs. Horton, you may continue. We are dealing, brothers and ladies and gentlemen, with coping with grief.
All right, so I'll continue on the New Start program. So the next thing would be the exercise. We need to take time. They need to take time. All of us need to take time to exercise, as this will increase our circulation and it helps to regulate the immune system and hormone that influence the healing process.
Hold on. Exercise helps with grieving?
Yes, because your blood going to circulate, you're going to be getting all of these happy hormone releasing when you
What are
exercise,
you saying?
so that they will be able to feel better. Have you ever feel down? And
Yeah, so because
when you exercise, it help with stress,
right.
Did you know that?
So don't grieve and believe that because you're grieving, you just stop eat and you just throw up and exercise and it's not gonna do no good for you, right?
No.
Right.
Even a little brisk walk, deep breathing, they do those things to help them to feel better. As I said, these eight laws of health they're very effective for every aspect of your life.
Here's an
So do
eye-opener.
the exercise, help you to breathe, help with the healing process. Then the water. Not many of us like to drink water, And when we're not drinking, we get dehydrated.
Yes.
How are they going to think straight to make those funeral plans if they're not drinking enough water?
Mr. Maitland, let me interject a bit. Mr. Maitland, I am very happy that you bring her on this program because I am 100% sure that after today, I'm going to be a better funeral director.
Believe me.
I am going to be a better funeral director. This will help me to better know how to serve, in the industry. It helping us as funeral directors, to learn more about what people are going through and how to treat the situation. Madam Coons, I'm very happy for you.
I am so
You're
happy.
helping me to grow as a
I'm
funeral
so happy,
director.
That's so
Mr.
good.
Sutton, that you are here, and I know that the listeners feel the same. And all right, continue, please. I don't want to get too much.
So remember, as I said, if you're dehydrated, you cannot think straight.
Okay.
All right? So that is one of the important reasons, especially it's hot now. Don't people still die now?
Yes.
Right, so they need to be drinking a lot of water. Put away the sodas and drink water. Your life depends on water. All right? So the formula for water, I don't know how many persons know it, is that you're going to divide your body weight by 16. Some people say 7 glasses of water or 7 to 8 glasses or 6, 7. It's really dividing your body weight by 16. And that will tell you how many glasses you're supposed to be drinking for the day. All right, so the next thing is sunlight.
I went on the calculator, but it's all right. Continue.
All right, so you see how many you are to drink
Yeah,
per
yes,
day,
I
and
see
make
how
sure
many.
you're drinking that
Yes, ma'am, I
amount
see
because the time is very hot now. And as I must say, you don't just take up the bottle and turn it at your head. You need to sip on your water during the course of the day because remember, you want to take care of the cells. The brain cells, you want to make sure they are all watered. So you're going to sip on your water during the course of the day. That you'll feel much better when you do that. And sunlight, this is a magical power to alter your mood and cheer you up, thus preventing the anxiety and the depression, right? So get out in the sunlight. You're not going to go out there to burn your skin now, but you need the sunlight. For me, personally, when I feel down and lethargic, when I get out in the sun, I feel good. So it gives you that energetic energy. Have you ever tried it?
Yes. Yes.
So can you imagine if you're grieving and you just feel down and you feel lousy? Just get out in the sun, listeners.
Don't take the bed for it. The sunlight right
No,
better.
man, not take the bed. Get out in the sun. Sip on your water and get out in the sun because we want you to feel the energy that is coming from the sun. Temperance is another one now. So during the grieving process, many people tend to eat too much, as we said, too little, too irregular. So they need to, and some of them overwork, They're not only eating. You want to keep your mind from the problems, so you're going to overwork
Some are just
yourself.
in work.
Yes. So we're going to encourage them not to do that. Have self-control, be moderate, do what you're doing sparingly, so that you will take time for the healing process. It's because they don't want to deal with the the earth, they do those things to take their minds off it. So we are going to encourage them to be temperance, whether in eating, drinking, sleeping, whatever they do, just be moderate. Air, we need it.
Fresh air.
Yep. And several weeks without food you can survive, but guess what? Several days without water you can survive, but you can't survive. Only a few minutes we can go without our air. So we need to be breathing in clean air. I don't know how many of us get that, but it's important, especially in the early morning. They can do that. The breathing will energize them. So they want to be breathing in good air. And again, it affects your brain. If you're not getting the fresh air, still going to affect you. Still going to let you be lousy.
So exercise, drinking water, get some sunlight, and also air.
Yep.
And these are things that are very, very inexpensive to the
No,
point
you
that
don't buy them. You don't buy them.
That's what I said, that the best things in life are for free.
The only thing that they would need to buy is their journal, if they don't have a book already.
Then again, you can use Fola leaf.
Then
Or,
that?
yes.
So these are just, they're not costing
Very
anything.
inexpensive ways to help you get through this emotional process.
Right. Cheap.
Continue.
Sleep. They don't sleep well at this time. You know, I remember when I have two loved ones that died for me. My great-grandmother some years ago, and my daddy, I don't even remember, daddy might be 6 years ago, in which he died. And rest is not so easy for a person, you know. When you have a death,
True.
it's not easy, but it's important.
Hold on. Let me just interject. Mr. Green, you and I would know. We know that rest is not easy for individuals because at odd hours, you'll get a call.
Right.
And the person will say, Mr. Maitland or Mr. Green, I know it is late, but this thought came to me.
Yeah, this thought came to me.
So-
I will talk to you about this.
So we know that rest is yes.
Right. And because they maybe, they just can't sleep, so when the thought comes, you know, they're not business with you, you know. They just want to share with someone. So they'll call you. So they need to find a way that they can sleep, because sleep is very important. So we're going to encourage them to have a sleeping time. Maybe they can listen to some music. I'm speaking from experience now.
Okay.
During my time, music was what helped me to just relax, make me relax, so I could fall asleep. So in this one, they could try that, or find something that will help you to relax so that you will be able to sleep, because sleep will allow your body to renew itself. So if the renewal is not taking place, the repair is not taking place, you cannot function properly the next day. And we want them to be functioning so that they can make good decision when it comes on to their funeral arrangements. So we want them to be resting and not trying to avoid sleep. Just in divine power. That's another one. That's the final one in the 8 laws. We need to trust God. Trust in divine power is the foundation of a happy and a healthy life. It's not always easy. I'm not telling you that it's always easy, listener, but it can be done. There are moments when you may feel that you can't cope. Neither can you manage the rough and rugged terrain that you may be encountering at this time. But you see, during those times, you may want to reflect on Matthew 6:25 to 34. It talks about the sparrow. Look at them.
Yes.
They don't sow in the grass.
They don't do any work and God provide for them.
Yeah.
I mean, you must be lazy, you know.
Yeah, no, but we just want to link it to the grief and the trust. That
What it is saying is that if the bird that we look at is so insignificant and God takes time to take care of them, therefore means that we who He formed,
Yeah, we are his jewels.
He definitely will care and cater to us.
right. So they don't really need to worry, because God is going to come through for them in the trust in divine power. That's the reassurance that you want to
and that
give
is what
them.
is happening right here now.
Mhm.
You know, 2 funeral homes come together, and this is not
The norm.
this is not the norm. You know, where 2 funeral homes merge together, and we try to have this program on here to help people how to better deal with grief and make, you know, better decisions. You know,
Which
so
is good.
this is how the divine power is working. because this topic is a very important one, you know. A lot of people out there, they are hurting, they are grieving, they don't know what to do or how to deal with it. So here we are with it, helping you to cope with your grief.
Exactly. So the last one I have here is to draw comfort from our faith.
Yes.
Whatever your faith is, you know. Some of us we believe in a higher power. Whatever your
that's higher power.
yeah. We're not zeroing on the higher power today. So just embrace that higher power that you have, because there must be something that's in there that is, say, if mourning should come or grief should come, because you trust in this higher power, there is a way for you to deal with it. For those of us who hold on to our higher power, Christianity, we believe that there's a God. We tend to like to do things like praying. You know, so we engage in the spiritual activities that are meaningful to us. Praying, meditating, going to church. All of these offer some form of solace to us. So tap in to your faith, whatever. Just tap in there, you will find comfort. There are texts in the Bibles for those of us who believe in the Bible and read our Bibles. There are texts there. You know, Matthew 5:4 say, blessed are they who mourn, for they shall be comforted. And that is a powerful text, you know, that is reminding us that in spite of what is happening to you at this time, I will bring you comfort. So when the funeral home is not there, when your friends and your family members, for whatever reason, can't be there, that's when you're going to tap into that higher source, for that strength, for that power, because he said that he will be with us when we are mourning.
So we want to listen to know that when you are grieving, because a lot of people believe that money is the answer for everything. You know, and some people will believe that, boy, as long as they get enough money to spend, to do what they want to do, you know, things will be okay. You know, you want to explain quickly enough for us, Madam Councillor?
Money?
Yeah, because a lot of people believe that, as you talk about the higher power, yeah, a lot of people believe that once they are grieving and they have enough money to spend, they'll be okay, because that's what they think they need.
I'm wondering, though, are they really grieving, though? Because when you're grieving, money, I'm not sure if the money is so important. Yes, you want the money to take care of your expenses, but can money bring comfort? No, money cannot bring comfort. So I am wondering, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I wouldn't say they're, I don't know. Help me with that one. I'm not sure.
We tend to say that persons grieve differently.
Right.
And for some persons, having the ability to afford the type of funeral that you'd want for your loved one is something that persons will say help them to get through the process better, because you won't have the thought of saying, boy, I don't want to do this, but because of money limitation, I could not do this, and then you live with that regret to say,
okay,
what I really wanted to do, I could not get to do. So
it helps a lot, Mr. Miller, in the process.
It helps in the process, but it's not something that is an overwhelming need. That would be a deal breaker in how you cope with the grieving or the loss of a loved one.
Okay. Understood now. So that's a learning process for me. Yes, it is.
The fact is that the more you deal with individuals in the industry, you know, and the more you listen when they speak, is the more you learn. They learn different things. And over the years, I've realized that dealing with persons of a wider spectrum, you get different things. And so for you and I might be grieving the loss of the same person. And for you, the fact of not having the person around will affect you greatly. For me, not being able to give the person the type of burial that I deem fitting for the person is another thing. So different things will impact the grieving process. We are almost at the end of the program, and I would not want the program to end without providing the listeners with a contact number for our abled counselor, Mrs. Horton. Her contact number is, the 876 already. So it is 379-7593. If you have questions, if you think that you need to speak with somebody based on what is happening with you right now, she is the best person to call. Again, 876-379-7593. This is a topic that we have not fully exhausted. We will be here again on Thursday at 11:30. Mr. Green and I for sure will be here on Thursday at 11:30, where we seek to put the lid on this. We want to thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. We want to thank you so much for spending this time, for sharing this time with us. I want to thank those who continuously tell others of what is happening here and getting them to join us. I want to thank those who you're unable to get it on your radio, but you are live, online. Thank you so much for exerting all that effort just to be a part of what we have here. Mr. Green, any final words for our listeners?
Well, I just want to encourage our listeners to, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, and try to exercise on a regular basis. And as our counselor said, eat healthy food and get enough sleep. That is very important.
Sleep, friends, I know for some of us, when we're grieving, sleep is hard to come, and we develop insomnia. But I'm saying to you, try. If it's even in spasm, you get that 10 minutes now, another 10 minutes later on, and if you need to leave the environment for a little while, please do so. But it is important, it is very important that you take care of yourself, because unless you are taken care of, you won't be able to take care of what needs to be taken care of. This is another program, Final Decision. As the song says, it will get better. And like I always tell you, it will, because it came to pass. Catch you on Thursday morning. Looking forward to being with you again to share the time. You do have a wonderful day.
Won't last forever. And if you trust in the Lord, your nights will turn to day. Just remember, it will get better.
This is KLAS FM, the station where you get God and sports. We broadcast on the 89 frequencies on your FM band and online at OmegaKLAS.com. Please continue to be blessed and enlightened. Gospel and sports sensible. Health Alert is sponsored by the National Health Fund. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you.
Stay informed and follow advice given by your healthcare provider. Stay informed on the latest developments about COVID-19.